talk about that as soon as we see it, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Because you have a companion with you, and
Yeah.
I think people have very different feelings about companions. And she's gonna be your companion throughout. He. Is it a little boy?
Yeah, it's a little boy.
I see. Okay.
It's a little boy with actually a little girl on his back.
I see. All right.
There you see.
I didn't recognize him as a boy. Okay, that's why he appears like a girl, because the little girl behind him, his hair is behind. I see.
Tricky. Yeah, actually. This is like the second stage in the game, so it's early gameplay still.
But it's not the first sequence.
No, it's not the first sequence.
Okay.
So what you're missing actually is the introduction. The introduction is this little boy is actually with his sister, is actually like running away from monsters and running into a cave where actually the Monkey King is in an ice cage somehow.
Okay.
And the little boy wakes the Monkey King up. And the Monkey King wakes up and realizes that he's back again, but he's not the empowered Monkey King, which we saw in the trailer. And so he wants to be back, like he wants to be the empowered Monkey King. And the little boy tells the Monkey King when he wakes up that all the children got kidnapped, and there are everywhere monsters around the world.
Okay.
And as the little boy is a big fan of the Monkey King, of the hero, he's trying to force him to help him. But the Monkey King doesn't like to help him because he was already this great hero. Why should I help a little boy somehow?
Okay.
And then actually Buddha appears again, because we talked about it before,
Yes.
and tells Monkey King to be good. Because only if he's going to do good stuff,
good deeds,
he can be freed.
I see. Okay, and that is also the path to regaining his powers, then.
Yes, the story is actually the path of Monkey King to doing good stuff and getting empowered again.
Okay, I mean we see him here. He actually. Oh, he really does not look that mighty, right?
No, at the moment not. He looks like a prisoner escaped.
A little lost and a little broken, maybe. I don't know if his appearance like changes. I mean, he's obviously a monkey, so his bent back and stuff like that. But he looks really, as I said, he looks broken.
Yeah, he look at this moment he is broken, and he tries to figure out what he actually is now in the story. And yeah, and now we are actually getting into the game fully. Like, you can pick up stuff, and you have those close-up combats where you can actually smash the monsters and pick up benches, pick up stones, throw them, and use them as weapons.
I see, wow.
And yeah, it's a lot of action, but it's a pick-up and play game. So it's not like 1,000 buttons at a time pressing, so and timed and whatever. So it's you have a hit, a normal hit, and you have a heavy attack.
Yeah.
And you can dodge, and you can jump, of course, and but it's all single button press. It's not like thousands.
I see. It's not combinations.
No,
okay, it looked like combos though.
Yeah. If you press them a lot of time after each other, he creates those combats.
Okay.
But you can also have timed attacks. Maybe he's doing it soon. There's a sneak attack actually. So if the enemies are looking not in your direction, you can sneak up and hit them from the back.
We'll see if he does that. There are those kind of quick time events, right? Where where they'll be able to, or he'll be able to perform quite interesting stunts.
Yeah, it's actually it's more like a counter attack. And with that counter attack, you have a finishing move as well. And but also you have like in the beat 'em up games, you have then a close-up. It's a one-on-one. It's called in the game, and it's like a button smashing mini game
I
inside it. We will see it later as well.
Okay. That's fun. So basically now we're beating up a lot of guys here.
Yeah, we are passing through the village, and there are a lot of people in there.
And so this is one group of enemies.
Yes.
And they have also different strength, like appearing according to their color, right?
Yes.
I figured that.
Not only strength, but also abilities.
I see.
So because the yellow ones, they can actually like spit things on you.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a fur ball, but it's some sort of slime. And that guy actually has all those. I forgot what's the name for it. Like he has this armor around him, so if you try to hit him normally, you actually hurt yourself.
Yes,
and
that's what he did.
Yeah,
that's what he did. His hand.
And so you can only fight against him with the heavy attack or with the bench, which is next to it.
I see. Okay, and this is, as I get it, it's probably also for, as it is of course a child story. This should be suitable for a younger audience too.
Yes.
Probably.
At the moment it has, not at the moment, but it has a 12 USK rating. So because you're still hurting animal-like creatures.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
And that's why it
so it's not violence-free.
No, it's
really,
not.
Right?
No, it's an action adventure where you fight. So how could that be violence-free?
That would be interesting, right? Yeah. So tell me more about the companion you have there. He is with you all the time.
Yes.
I think almost all the time throughout the game. Is he jumping into fights also at some point?
No, he's jumping into the story more later on, and he's helping you in terms of screaming when monsters appear or when he realizes that there is something. Also, you get another companion later on, so you have actually the boy and someone else.
I see. No spoilers here.
No, I don't want to spoiler. But he isn't interacting in the fights. So as soon as monsters are arriving, he let the monkey do the work.
Okay, so now we just discovered
an Earth God.
An Earth God.
Yeah, Earth God. So the whole game is about collecting and fighting, of course, fighting against all the enemies out there. Then it's partially jump and run, so you need to have more like a parkour and then find the right way. Right now, above the roofs, and you need to collect a lot of things.
Yeah.
And so there are things lying around. You can destroy those. What's it called? Vases. Those things.
Yeah, the vases. Yeah.
The
you
vases.
Can destroy them and then.
And then there's stuff inside, and also the enemies drop items.
I wasn't able to read it quick enough. So the stuff you collect in, what exactly is it for? So what's its role in the game?
You can collect those things, and there is Madame Hare, which is actually, we are now just passing her in, let's say, a few minutes.
Okay.
And at her, it's like a shop. But it's not a shop, it's more like a crafting area where you can actually then craft energy drinks so potions, health potions, magic potions,
so basically
all together, stuff which makes you stronger.
Okay.
And there are those statues around the world. It's on the one hand, it's your safe place, and on the other hand, as soon as you win against an enemy, you get those kind of souls which look like Chinese characters.
Okay, I see.
And if you collect them, you can trade them at those statues against more powerful magics
to upgrade
yourself. Yeah.
I can see that. Okay.
In this moment, he used his magic eye, which is helping him to first see enemies, because now enemies have the health bar, but also items around the world, so they are highlighted.
Nice.
And but of course, he uses the magic bar decreased,
which is the lower bar, the yellow one.
Yeah, the yellow one.
I see. Okay. So not unlimited magic, unfortunately, but that's actually a useful thing, right? To see how much health the enemies got.
Yeah, because you don't see in the normal gameplay.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice trick here, because sometimes people complain about I don't get a health bar, but having always of all enemies all health bars at the moment in the screen, you only have UI in the screen, which you don't like.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a nice trick actually.
It's distracting some point, right?
Yeah, it's distracting. Yeah.
And right here you don't need it, I think, because to this point they are easy enough to finish, so you'll be able to remember like it's like around 4 or 5 hits and then they're done. But that probably gets trickier.
Yeah, it gets trickier, and then it's about like if you craft your own potions and then you don't have enough, and how much health do you have? Maybe you want to know how much health does the other have. Do I use my potion or not? And then you can actually use this to see, okay, 1 hit and I'm gone. So let's take the health path.
Just that players don't take this for granted, right? So they know, okay, this is an extra knowledge that I have as a player that I would not have when I would be like in character, right?
Yeah.
This is player knowledge on the one hand and character knowledge on the other hand, and here character knowledge and player knowledge, they melt and become almost the same. It's quite cool. Up. He didn't hit him.
No. Now he's hiding.
Oh man. Okay, so this is, as you said, it's the second, first and second thing, chapter.
Yeah, this is the
how long
second
is the game supposed to take around? Well, the playtime.
The playtime is around 10 hours.
Okay, I see.
But more to come, because there's already DLC in the plans.
I see, okay.
And so you can digitally already pre-order the Hero Edition, which has the Season Pass included.
Okay.
So there is DLC upcoming.
Okay, and there's probably more, even more DLCs coming, if we're lucky.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So there is already DLC in the plans, and more to come.
Okay. So now we have kind of a boss fight here, is that correct?
Yeah, that's like one of the, let's say, easier boss fights. It's one of the first boss fights. And like I said at the beginning, they were searching for the children's, and so they asked this big boar boss about where the children are, and he said, "Oh, I don't know," and was just grunting around.
Oh, but that's a heavy hit.
Yeah, that was a heavy hit.
It takes 2 life bars.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Now this is like this fast-paced action which I was talking about.
Uh-huh.
If you counter-attack in the right timing, then you get this one-on-one, which is more... This was like a finishing move. If you counter-attack with the heavy attack, you get this finishing move.
Those are funny sequences, I think, when you lift fist almost...
Yes, and there are a lot of those in there, and which makes the game really funny and also funny to look at. But it's single player only, so...
okay.
But if I would now play, I think you would still have fun. So it's also...
Yes, it is. I mean, we're just watching the B-roll, so... And I mean, it's no major setback. Actually, I mean, nowadays... a lot of people are watching gameplay live on Twitch, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
It's basically the same. If we're playing this right now, if we're just watching and talking about it, I mean, it's not the same.
It's not the same, because I would say...
It's close.
I want to see you play this now.
Yes, and they also want they want to see you fail, especially.
Yes.
You would... After this week, they will all love seeing me fail. I'm really looking forward to this.
But again, it's a pick up and play. So it's really easy to get into. It gets heavier. So I already died a lot of times with this boar because I did something wrong. So it can still happen. And if you haven't crafted enough potions, but it's easy play. It's easy gameplay, and it's funny gameplay, and it just makes fun.
A little dramatic. This death was a little overly dramatic.
Yeah.
Okay, the boss is down. The rest of the mob also like runs away. Okay.
Yeah, now those enemies you have fought against, they disappear, and then those souls and sometimes item appear.
Is this an item, yeah?
Yeah, this is like an extra power-up, and we will see it right now because Monkey King will pick it up now. And then you see his chain. That was the chain he was imprisoned with in the cage. And he wanted to destroy it in the beginning of the game. He wants to destroy this chain, but he's not able to.
Okay.
And here you can see how he power-ups now with getting this item. So what happens is that Buddha told him to make good things.
Yeah.
And with those good things to get actually free. And with free, he meant